You wake up in the morning and it's time to go to work. And you take about 10 minutes to put on your G-suit, your torso harness, which is going to strap you into the ejection seat. You step up onto the flight deck of the USS Independence, a US Navy aircraft carrier. It is loaded with live bombs and Phoenix missiles, Sparrow and Sidewinder missiles, and man, it just got real. 3 years to prepare for this one moment. Strapped into the ejection seat, you're in your cockpit, your engines are at full power, you see people running all over the place, they're doing the final checks on your airplane. Hands are up here on the throttle, and to go to Afterburner, you gotta push the throttles all the way up. And you are now burning 2,000 pounds of fuel per minute. And the last thing that you have to do before you launch is you look down at him and you give him a salute saying, I'm ready to go. And right before you raise your hand to get launched into combat for the first time, what's the first thought that would go through your mind? Here's the first thought that went through my mind. Don't launch. Don't launch, man. I am not ready to go do this right now. And then, boom, I was off. Flying up over the Persian Gulf, heading toward Iraq to join up with my crew. So what do? When you get into a situation where you feel like, man, I kind of outkicked my coverage here. I don't know if I'm ready for this. You're going to be in situations or have conversations or be in some areas that maybe you don't feel prepared for. And as I look back on that moment in my life, and I look at some of the incredible men and women in my life that saw something to me that I didn't see in myself at the time, that challenged me to do things that I didn't even think I could do. Think about some of those people who are that person in your life. You guys are in this position right now, with everything happening in the world, to be the catalyst that makes your clients wildly successful. But how do we do that? We have to start doing some things differently to get maybe some different results. And here's the business results of doing this. We've been working together for 18 months. He was stuck at $500,000 of revenue. This year they're going to close out the books. They're already at 2.1 million. They had 30% of their employees that were turning over every year the first 3 years. In the last 18 months, they haven't had one employee leave the company. There are huge benefits of not only doing this in a business, but also to us personally. We're going to be talking about how to achieve both success and significance. And that's what I call living beyond influence. Business is changing. It's accelerating. When we blow up this dam that is between them and the ability to access in an actionable way their information to make decisions, that is what we do to make them wildly successful, to unleash their greatness. We have to start looking at what we do and how we do it from that perspective. My goal was to always understand my client, my customer, my prospect so well that I want to know what that meant from their perspective. I got invited to a retreat for a ministry called Family Talk, Great Falls, Montana. And on Friday, we're gonna go horseback riding to the back of this property. And there's a picture right before all this happens. This guy's, his ears are flat back, his chin is tucked in. Clearly, he didn't like me. And all of a sudden, he bolts and he takes off, and I'm laying flat on his back, and his rump is pounding me in the shoulder blades over and over and over. And I'm scared to death I'm gonna flip off the back of this horse and get kicked in the head and die. So guess what I do? I squeeze my legs as hard as I can so I don't flip off this horse. And what am I telling the horse? Go faster. Yeah. My foot had come out of the stirrup. The fence is to my right. Every time he moved, I was kicking him. And I absolutely, man, I've been in combat. I've been shot at. I've raised teenagers. And I start panicking. Like, I'm going to die, but I don't want to die. I was literally, absolutely sheer panic. And then everything like slowed down. Have you ever had one of those moments? Time slows down, you have perfect clarity. And I said, this is not gonna end well. And that's the last thing I remember. I lost 8 teeth. I caved in the entire left side of my skull. I broke my neck. I shattered my shoulder. I tore off the rotator cuff. I broke 4 ribs and caved in my rib cage and punctured my left lung. I spent the next 6 weeks in ICU. And then after that, I was transferred to a specialty hospital because I had a severe traumatic brain injury. And I was there for 20 months. I'll never forget laying in my hospital bed thinking that, you know what, I should be dead right now. But I started thinking, hey, what are people gonna really say about me 2 and 3 years later? I got this incredible chance to rewrite my script. Here's what I realized. Every single day is a second chance for each one of us. I want you guys to select Zone 5 Afterburner. I want you guys to accelerate to supersonic speed and ask yourself one question. What are you willing to do that others are not to get the results that they have ever dreamed of? So go help your customers be wildly successful, unleash their greatness, and go be great. Thank you.